Two Forza Racing kart on the third row of the grid. Let's watch them. They come up to the line. We go green. Piastri immediately looks across to the inside. He's back to third, maybe fourth. Watt has gone down the inside. Piastri's trying to find a lane inside, but he's been hung out to dry. He's back in sixth or seventh place. Watt down the inside. A good start by Wilson. What about Kian Jewis? Jewis up into third spot from the third row of the grid. Wilson, the Brit, in second, but it's Victor Martins, the Frenchman from the pole, who leads them for the first time here in Portugal. Kian Jewis up the inside, sideways, past his countryman. So we've got CRGs running third and fourth, Wilson, and I think that's Dennis Hauger. Indeed, it is the Norwegian who's made a sensational start. How about Dynamite Dennis from grid number 8? He's up into third. A brilliant start by the Norwegian. There he is just ahead, the 209. That is Teddy Wilson from England. Victor Martins leads them across the line for the first time. Second place is Kian Jewis, Hauger, Wilson, Taufik, Colette, Watt, Keneally, Wito, Blomqvist, Muitzadin, Bulantsev, Eriksson. Piastri is back in 14th. Can you believe the run of bad luck for this kid? From the outside of the front row, he got shuffled wide. He couldn't find a lane down the inside. He's tucked in there behind or in front of the French driver, Adam Ateki. Behind Hampus Eriksson, a lot of work to do for the driver from Melbourne if he is to win this one this afternoon. Victor Martins for VDK Racing, he's your leader. And he looks behind him to find Kian Jewis, Dennis Hauger, Wilson, Taufik. So Taufik now becomes the first of the Ricky Flynn Motorsport drivers. The end of the second lap over that slight bump. Keneally having a look at the back of the inside of the championship leader, Noah Watt. Watt is vulnerable. There goes Hauger. Head down behind the steering wheel. Still has time to look behind him. Kian Jewis sideways. The yellow flag is out. That may well be for William Alatalo. Well, Piastri's got a lot of work to do, but he's going about it the right way. You just seen he set the fastest lap of the race early on, but let's see if he can recover from there. So the track has now been cleared. Victor Martins on screen. Indeed, we have lost Alatalo and Pierre-Louis Chauvet, the French driver. We're down to 32 runners. Vidales, winner of the last round of the championship. He's made a pretty good start, 27th, he's up to 20th. There's Hauger. There is Taufik on screen, the Moroccan. Hauger in the slipstream. Look at Kian Jewis, looks behind him, head down behind the slipstream. Hauger, here he comes. He's going to make a move. Here it is, the Norwegian, up the inside. Not this time, he thought about it though. The move will come, he's super quick. As the Canadian in the similar CRG sets the fastest lap of the race. Kian Jewis runs wide, but he'll get a good run on the exit. Hauger is on the charge. He wants to win this one desperately. He won the pre-final at the last round in Adria, but only finished in 6th place. He desperately wants to get up onto the podium here this afternoon. He wants to win it. The Norwegian Hauger currently in third. The French driver Martins with a lead of 0.7 of a second. Up the inside, Dennis Hauger. Kian Jewis couldn't defend. Oh, has a big touch with Teddy Wilson. Kian Jewis is out in the dirt. Taufik goes through, has a look behind him as he goes past. Watt moves up a spot. There's Kyle Collette, Finn Keneally. What a race this is turning out to be. Martins had a lead of 0.6 of a second. It's out to 1.1 seconds now. But second place is the man from Norway, Dennis the Menace Hauger. Taufik is third. Noah Watt, the championship leader, in fourth. We have a look at the replay. Up the inside, Hauger, nicely done on Kian Jewis. That was for second. From there, it all went downhill for the Englishman. He's down in 15th. Wilson tried to follow him through. They touched Vega tyres. Airborne was the Brit. In fact, both of the English drivers losing a heap of time. Watch Semi Taufik go through. And at the same time, he has a look behind to say, what's going on there? Taufik, the Moroccan, up into third. He sits on the tail of Hauger, who has a brief look behind him. He'll just glance that RFM Alonso kart Muitsadin up to 4th spot. There's Caio Collet, the boy from Brazil, on the podium in the previous round in the slipstream of Fincanilli. Well, already we are on to the 6th of 17 laps here in Portimao. Piastri has only recovered 1 position. He's in 13th. Ironically, he's just ahead of Teddy Wilson, who was involved in that big accident a few moments ago. So let's cap the order for you. Martins, Hauger, Taufik, Muitsadin, the Malaysian, into 4th. Head of Noah Watt, the championship leader, Fincanilli, Colette, Hampus Eriksson, Vileuito, Bolantsev, Isaac Blomqvist, Antonio Serravalle, the driver from Toronto, Canada. Then it's Piastri, Wilson, and the French driver Adam Eteki rounding out the top 15. Martins starting to skip away. He's got a lead of about 1.4 seconds from this battle, which is Hauger and Taufik. They come on to the start-finish straight. Muitsadin in 4th, then it's White. Keneally looks behind him. Immediately, he's got the Brazilian on his tail. He just got a glimpse of the bright green cart. The Frenchman, Adam Eteki, number 265, into 13th. So Hauger with the ever so slightest of gaps. Martin, still your leader, he's got a gap of 1.7 seconds from this battle. Dennis Hauger, he was setting off after the leader Martins, and we thought we'd have a race on our hands for the lead, but he's gonna have to catch up nearly 2 seconds and fend off the attack of Dennis Hauger. Semi Taufik, I should say, right behind him. So a super international field we've got at the moment. The Frenchman leading the Norwegian, the Moroccan, the Malaysian, the Dane, the Brit, the Brazilian, the Swede, the Finn, and the Russian Pavel Bolantsev rounds out the top 10. Taufik on screen. An adjustment on that 125cc engine. Dennis Hauger, of course, he's running the Perilla. Watt in 5th place. Caio Collet behind him as well. Collet, who picked up a 4th place in the pre-final at the previous round in Adria. So Kian Jewis still down into 14th. What could have been for the Englishman. Still has time to recover. Still got 10 laps of this final remaining here at Portimao. Taufik still shadowing Dennis Hauger as the race starts to settle down. The gap is now out to 1.9 seconds from Victor Martins to Hauger and Taufik, who puts the left rear Vega on the ripple strip. Muitsadin in the Danilo Rossi kart doing a great job in 4th. Watt, Colette, Keneally. There's a techie going through. Julian Angelon also in the bright coloured kart. Michael D'Orlando, the American, from the back of the grid's made up a few spots. In fact, he sits just ahead of the driver from Argentina, Guido Moggia. The gap, 2.3 seconds. Well, they're going to have to work as a team, kind of like the peloton in the forthcoming Tour de France, if they are going to have any hope of catching the Frenchman Victor Martins. The 274 Perilla-powered Cosmic Kart as Taufik now makes his move. The Moroccan goes through on the Norwegian for 2nd spot. Hauger fights back, and Taufik, his front nose cone kisses the right rear Vega of the Norwegian. Here comes Muitsadin. He's going to be right in the slipstream of Taufik, and he knows it. Gets a wide run, watching down into turn number 2. Muitsadin for 3rd. Thinks about it. He'll have another look into turn number 3, too far back. Watch him get the run on the exit in the Danilo Rossi kart. Victor Martins, your race leader. He's disappearing up the road. He's now got a gap of 3.0 seconds as Hampus Eriksson, now up into 8th, sets the fastest lap of the race. Hauger, amazingly, still holds on to 2nd spot after Taufik, for about 10 metres, went into the vice position on the circuit. Muitsadin couldn't quite capitalise. Noah Watt, the championship leader, is honing in on them though. As for sportsmanship. Flag comes out for the American Michael D'Alando. Let's have a look at the replay. Taufik down the inside. It looked as though he had the move done. A little bit of overcorrection on the exit. Hauger got a good run. They went side by side through this next corner, and watch the front nose cone. Oh, right rear Vega out in the dust. Let's see if that has dislodged the front fairing of the Moroccan, as Colette, you just got a glimpse, slides through on the championship leader, Noah Watt, the boy from Brazil, now up into position number 5. There he is, Watt back to 6th spot. Then we go back to Hampus Eriksson doing a great job for the Ward Racing team. Finn Keneally, the Brit, in 8th. Muizzedine over the ripple strip. Taufik desperately wants to recover that position. I'll be very interested to see if that has dislodged his nose cone. It doesn't look to have done so, or done any damage. There is Hampus Eriksson, the young Swede for the Swedish Ward Racing team. And get back to Finn Keneally. So Hauger goes through with 7 laps to go. Where is the race leader, Victor Martins? He's 3.5 seconds up the road. He's surely on his way to victory, emulating Kenny Roosens, who won 12 months ago for the same VDK racing team in the same Perilla-powered Cosmic material here in the sunshine of Portugal. Hauger from just outside Oslo in freezing cold Norway still defends from the Moroccan. Taufik, who wrapped up the WSK Supermaster Series at Adria earlier in the year, the first Moroccan ever to win a CIK WSK International Karting Series. Muizzedine, the Malaysian. What an international field this is, as Taufik runs a little bit wide. Eriksson now up the inside of Noah Watt, has to pull out of it at the last possible minute. Muizzedine, will he try the inside? There goes the Malaysian on the inside of Taufik. Semi Taufik is now off the podium. Kyle Collette watches on in 5th place. He will surely gain out of that, as they both lost time to Hauger making those moves. The Brazilian in the Birol Art. Here comes Taufik to respond. He thought about it. Into the turn 8 hairpin. Down the inside, Semi Taufik. Over the ripple strip. Kyle Collette says, thank you very much. I'll take 4th place as well. Hauger now with a little bit of breathing space. Can he possibly do anything about the race leader, Victor Martins? It was 3.8 seconds last time round as we take a look at the replay. Taufik down the inside, he has to defend. Muizzedine turning in nice and early. That was a brilliant move by the Malaysian. He dislodges the Moroccan off the podium. Hauger, Taufik, now it's Collette. Watch Collette. The very cunning, intelligent young Brazilian driver. 3rd in the Junior World Championships last year. Has made the switch over to the Birol Art team for 2016. And he's already been on the podium in the Euro Champs so far. Hauger in 2nd. The gap to your race leader, it's now out to 4.2 seconds. Barring a catastrophe, they will not catch the Frenchman. He's on his way to victory here. Hauger under increasing pressure. This was the move a moment ago where Taufik retook the Malaysian over the ripple strip. Kyle Collette followed him through. Sits in 4th place, 1 position off the podium. Look at the lead. It's the length of the main straight. No chance of them gaining an aerodynamic advantage from the leader. They can barely see which way he's gone. Taufik over the back of Hauger again. Kyle Collette watches on. Hauger still defends with 3 laps remaining. Makes an adjustment on the carburetor at the same time that he was turning right. How cool is this kid? And I don't mean that metaphorically. Yes, he's from Norway, but he cannot defend the Moroccan. Taufik up the inside. Collette goes through and takes both of them in the one move. What a brilliant pass by Kyle Collette. The boy from Brazil is just brilliant. He puts the Birol Art into position number 2. Hauger still on the podium, albeit only just. Taufik looks behind him. Then it's the Malaysian Muizzedine, Hampus Eriksson. The Swede, look at the gap. 4.6 seconds last time round. 5.2 seconds. Barring a catastrophe, he will win as Muizzadin goes down the inside of Taufik. Hauger thinks about going on Colette. Not this time. Hampus Eriksson is right there. Brilliant stuff here, the third round of the Euro Junior Champs here in the sunshine of Portimao, Portugal. I can tell you that Piastri from the front row of the grid is fighting back, but he's only as high as ninth as Colette goes defensive with a lap and a half to go. So the French driver leads the South American, the Brazilian Kyle Colette, and the Norwegian Dennis the Menace Hauger in position number 3. Muizzadin, Taufik, Eriksson, the championship leader. Watt is back in 7th, head of the Finn Ville Uito. Piastri, Pavel Balantsev, Finn Keneally just outside the top 10, but one ahead of David Vidales, who's driven a sterling race to be in position number 12 from grid 27. The final lap, Martins, he's on his way to victory. The gap is nearly 6 seconds, but let's look at the battle for the second and third steps on the podium. Over the ripple strip goes Hauger. That's going to cost him. He's back to 4th. He's back to 5th. He's off the podium. Colette in 2nd. Muizzadin, the Malaysian, now up into 3rd. Taufik back to 5th, under pressure from the Swede, Hampus Eriksson. Martins, forget about it. He will take the checkered flag. A bit of a love tap that time. They're side by side, Taufik and Hauger. Hauger's off the podium. Let's see if Muizzadin can challenge the Brazilian Colette. You just got a glimpse of Martins going through. He's on his way to victory. The checkered flag comes out for Victor Martins. He will win. Kyle Colette looks behind him. Martins wins here in Portugal. We wait for 2nd place. He goes wide, Kyle Colette. Oh, did he get it? Just did he get it by 0.032 of a second. Abdul bin Ghaffar Mustafa Muizzadin, the Malaysian, will take the final step of the podium in 3rd. Dennis Hauger from Norway just misses out. He's 4th, ahead of Semi Taufik. Hampus Eriksson, Noah Watt, Ville Uito, Oscar Piastri. He'll be disappointed coming home in 9th after starting from the front row of the grid. Pavel Bolantsev rounding out the top 10 ahead of Keneally, Vidales, Sedavalle, Adam Ateki, and Petra Patacek. Let's give the Czech driver some credit from the back of the grid. Petra has come home 15th. A replay of the start. Victor Martins, this was as close as they got to the Frenchman. From here, they barely saw which way he went. It all went wrong for Piastri in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd corners. He got shuffled out wide and never really recovered. Was as low as 14th as Hauger started to charge his way through. We thought he would actually challenge for the lead. This was Wilson and Jewis, the 2 Brits, colliding with each other, finishing way down the field. Wilson in 16th, in fact, and Kieran Jewis in 25th. Taufik and Hauger put on a great race. Intelligent drive from Muizzadin, who shadowed them. He made the aggressive, clean moves when he needed to. Hauger defended brilliantly, but it wasn't enough. He did finish 4th. That is valuable championship points. A great move by the Malaysian on the Moroccan. Muizzadin on Taufik, who did immediately fight back. Watch this, Kyle Colette, the Brazilian. He's like a snake in the grass, just cunning and pounces. He takes the 2 in the one brilliant move. Kyle Colette coming home to finish again on the podium. He's right in contention for the 2016 championship now. Muizzadin was still off the podium at this point. Hauger over the ripple strip, that cost him as he tried it on Kyle Colette. Fortunately for the Brazilian, he didn't lose too much. Hauger looked behind him, only find Taufik and Hampus Eriksson side by side going down the hill, but it was too late. By then, Victor Martins took the checkered flag for the 2nd year in a row. The VDK Racing team have won. Kyle Colette taking 2nd spot by 0.032 of a second. Abdul bin Ghaffar Muizzadin Mustafa, 3rd here today. He will be on the podium. What an international podium we've got for the 3rd round of the Euro Champs. Victor Martins, the Frenchman, has won from the Brazilian Kyle Colette, and the Malaysian Muizzadin, 3rd place. Hauger just off the podium, but again, valuable points for the Norwegian. The Moroccan, Semi Taufik, 5th. Great drive by Eriksson. Watt, he did lead the championship coming into this round. Let's see where he comes out when the dust settles. Good drive by the Finn, Ville Uitto. Piastri will be devastated with 9th place, just starting from the front of the grid. And the Russian, Pavel Bolantsev, rounding out the 10. Well, I expect we're going to see a delighted Frenchman on the podium in a few moments' time. We'll see if we can get a smile out of the normally reserved and quiet Brazilian, Caio Collet. And I'm sure the Malaysian, Abdul bin Ghaffar Mustafa Muizzuddin, will be delighted with 3rd place. So stay with us. We will have the podium presentation here from Portimão in Portugal in just a moment.